Hey everybody, it's Bruce here with Traveling with Bruce. Welcome to my channel today. Today's video is all about Royal Caribbean. The folks at Royal Caribbean have got themselves a problem, and they're not really talking to us about it. I think they might have 6 ships that might not sail again for the cruise line. We'll get into this in just a second. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, giving my videos thumbs ups. Thank you for supporting me on my Redbubble store, picking up TWB items. Links are down below. Thank you for following me on Facebook and Instagram. Come and join the Facebook group page. A lot of us hang out there between my shows. And thank you, all of you out there who are beginning to subscribe to my channel, becoming sponsor members. Join me Monday night, 7 o'clock Eastern Time for an exclusive 1-hour sponsor member hangout show. And then get ready for the big show at 8 o'clock when I go live every Monday night. Now, the story I have for you today took me quite a while to put this together, but it looks to me like there might be 6 ships that might or might not sail again for Royal Caribbean. And the first one on the list is this one right here. This ship is called the Majesty of the Seas. Built in 1992. It's been refurbished a number of times, but the problem that this ship has is that it has 445 inside rooms, 731 ocean rooms, and only 126 balcony rooms. And that is the theme of this video, the number of balcony rooms, because with the virus running its course, even with a vaccine, I can tell you, or I can see the future where organizations like the CDC and health authorities in Europe and Canada and elsewhere are not going to allow cruise ships to sail with a full capacity, and they're going to insist that passengers who do sail will be in balcony rooms where they have access to outside air, so they won't be dependent on just inside or interior ventilation. And looking at this photo right here, look at this ship. I mean, talk about being closed in. This entire ship was built and designed back in the late 80s and built out in the 90s, early 90s, and you can see there are virtually no balconies here. All of the rooms have portholes to look out of, and the large windows on the top, those are public areas up there, and this ship is just not designed to handle the kind of accommodation that we now are going to have. I think that the Majesty of the Seas is not even able to be re-engineered. This ship will become scrap. And this ship is very similar to the Sovereign and the Monarch that Pullman Tour just beached last week. And this ship is from the same time frame and is of the same general design as those two ships. And unfortunately, there have been millions of passengers who have taken this cruise ship for honeymoons, vacations, anniversaries, you name it. And unfortunately, I think the days are numbered for this ship. Number 2, Grandeur of the Seas. Look at the back end of this ship here, and you can see a couple of layers of balconies, just 2. Most modern cruise ships, the brand new ones, they've got 6, 7, or 8 levels of balconies. Now, this ship, the Grandeur of the Seas, was built in 1996. And inside rooms, 399 of them. Ocean view, 576. So add those two up, we're talking 975 rooms that do not have outside access. And we have only 306 balconies. And there again lies the problem. With 306 balcony rooms, you put 2 people in those, that's 712 people. If you do not allow passengers on inside rooms or ocean view rooms going forward, this ship that used to survive on over 2,500 passengers now has to survive on 612. It's not going to happen. The ship cannot be economically viable with only 306 balconies and 900 plus inside rooms. It just spells the end for this kind of a vessel. as loyal as it's been, as trustworthy as it's been, as great as it's been for cruises throughout Europe and the Caribbean and everywhere else, going forward, economically, it is not economically feasible. And I'm really wondering if the folks at Royal Caribbean have now really started looking at their futures and their fleet and thinking to themselves, oh my gosh, we're going to have to start scrapping our ships like other cruise lines are scrapping theirs. Look here at all these loungers, one beside the other, beside the other. There's not as much upper deck area, and so you're really packed in here. You can't have 2,500 people packed in to the upper decks of a ship like this safely anymore. Next ship, Enchantment of the Seas, built in 1997. Again, a ship that's been renovated, refurbished a number of times by Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean is great for this, by the way. They do a great job of refurbishing their ships. They have spent billions of dollars over the last number of years to really refresh their ships. But again, looking at this ship closely, you can really tell there just is a lack of balconies. The Enchantment of the Seas was built in 1997. It has 462 inside rooms, 665 ocean view rooms, and only 342 balconies. There's a couple levels right there at the back that you can see, and a couple levels on the sides, and that is all. So again, we're talking here about 3,000 passenger capacity, where only 700 passenger capacity, 2 per room, can use balconies. And this is a vessel that cannot make a profit with only 700 passengers on board. It's just not feasible unless these folks are going to pay $4,000 each for a 1-week cruise on a 23-year-old ship. It's just not going to happen, and it is a shame because these ships here were of a class that had the wonderful lobbies, multi-deck atrium views with glassed-in elevators. Just great ships. I mean, these ships really did a wonderful job when they were in their prime, but they really cannot be re-engineered to be made into a majority balcony now. It's not doable, I don't think. The pool decks, again, they got the hot tubs, you got the pools, but with 3,000 plus passengers, you have to have much more social distancing than you see here. And so this ship will not be able to sail until at least a vaccine, and even after a vaccine is perfected, that could be 1 or 2 years from now, we may not see the ship sail again. Here is the Rhapsody of the Seas, also built in the same year as the Enchantment of the Seas, 1997. Here's the back of the ship, again with 2 levels of balcony rooms only. This one had 407 inside rooms. It has 593 ocean view. So between the two, we're talking about 1,000 rooms that are inside, and then 326 balconies, only 326. So with 3,000 capacity roughly, or 2,800, you're only going to have 650 capacity in the balconies. It just is not feasible, and you cannot add 3 levels to this ship for just balconies. I rip everything off the top, put 3 new stories on it, and put a new top on it. You might as well build a brand new ship. This ship now, at 23 years old, if it's valued on the books at 50 to 70 million, I would be surprised, because going forward, it is just not economically viable to operate. The inside of these ships, as I've said before, beautiful. Here's a shot of the multi-level dining room, which of course Royal Caribbean is famous for. 2 levels, some have 3 levels. The newest ships, of course, have 3 levels inside. Absolutely stunning, beautiful ships, but with these layouts that you see here, it's just not gonna work out. The ship cannot make money. It can't even break even just sailing, and I have to wonder if these ships are going to be put into this long-term cold storage with the hope that maybe sailing can come back with ocean view and balcony rooms someday, and a few inside rooms, but something tells me that's not happening. Here's the Vision of the Seas. This ship is a year newer than the Rhapsody and the Enchantment. It was built in 1998, and it's a big ship, as you can see. It has 407 inside rooms, 593 ocean view rooms. So again, that's 1,000 rooms on the inside, and then balcony 326. The Achilles heel of a bunch of these Royal Caribbean vessels. They look great, they work great, but with a pandemic raging, there's no way, even on a partial sale, that these ships will be allowed to... I just can't see it. I cannot see the health authorities allowing inside rooms to be occupied by anyone. Keep in mind also that the CDC and other agencies have been saying to the cruise lines, if you want to start cruising even before a vaccine is had, and that to me is a stretch, you're going to need to beef up your medical wing. And that tells me that the fourth or fifth level, wherever these medical wings are now, which, by the way, the medical wings are inside the bowels of the ship, they're going to have to be greatly expanded and modified, and the cruise line is probably going to have to prove and provide 50 to 100 cabins that could be utilized as hospital rooms for passengers if they become ill. And again, this is a cost that these cruise lines, I don't think they have the money to pay for it. They're going to need to modify the ventilation systems down below. Again, costs, unbelievable. Re-engineering, unbelievable. I don't know if they can do it. And so it's possible that the Vision of the Seas, also its days may also be numbered, even as grand as this ship is and as popular as it has been. Next ship on the list is the Voyager of the Seas. And this one here came as a surprise to me because this is one of the first of the really big ones. There are a bunch of Voyager class ships out there, and this ship was built in 1999 originally, and it just had a major upgrade, a $95 million upgrade done to it. A lot of work was done on the back of the ship. You'll see a photo of that rather shortly. They added the wave runner at the back, and they've really spent some money, some additional water slides and that kind of stuff. You can see here, this is an artist rendition of what the finished product was going to look like. $95 million. But what they don't brag about is that they also added 72 cabins to this ship, and wouldn't you know it, 68 of those, you got it, inside cabins. They ripped out the gym that used to have a panoramic view over the front of the ship, and they put rooms in there instead to just pack us in there like rats. Just absolutely jam-pack the ship with more paying passengers. 618 inside rooms, 939 ocean view rooms, 876 balconies. So the 876 sounds impressive. That can hold 1,700 people. But this ship overall was supposed to handle 5,000 passengers, 4,800 passengers. She's now limited to 1,700. It has an ice rink, as you just saw. It has a beautiful dining room and all the amenities. It has a lot of amenities. But built in 99 without, with over 15, almost 1,600 rooms being inside rooms versus only 876 being balcony, we got a problem. And this ship here cannot sail economically. That's my guess. Unless they double the price of a cruise, you're prepared to pay $2,500 a week per person for a cruise, then they might make a few bucks. There you have it. 6 ships that really might be in real trouble, whether Royal Caribbean admits it or not. They haven't canceled sailings on these ships beyond the date that the cruise line has said they're not sailing. Everything is normal. Everything is fine. If you call your travel agent, you could probably still make a reservation on these ships. But something tells me when these ships are cleared to sail, if and when, they may be restricted to balcony rooms only. And if that's the case, these 6 here are all in jeopardy to even break even for Royal Caribbean. So there you have it. Thank you for sticking out with me for this long video. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for the thumbs ups, the Redbubble support, Facebook and Instagram, and becoming a sponsor member. I do appreciate it. In the meantime, please wear your masks, watch your social distancing, and stay healthy, everybody. And we'll talk to you next time. Take care, and bye for now.